I'll never forget the first time I encountered the observer effect in quantum physics. It blew my mind. It involves a scientific experiment shining a beam of particles, electrons, photons, whatever, through two parallel slits in a barrier, and then observing the resulting pattern on a screen behind. Now, when particles are fired at these two slits, they exhibit a wave-like interference pattern. The screen, it shows a pattern like this. Now, even when the particles are fired one by one individually, the pattern persists. The photographic plates look the same. That is, until the particles are observed. When an experimenter places a detector on one of these slits so that the particle going through it is identified, the particles behave differently. They act like discrete entities, creating a pattern on the screen behind that looks like this. The pattern that emerges when these particles are observed is completely different from before. The act of observation actually changes the experiment's outcome. While being measured, the particle passes through one of these slits and no interference pattern appears. And when we look away for a moment, that is, when we stop using this detector to watch the particles, an interference pattern re-emerges. The particles act as before, as a wave when not observed, and as particles when examined. In the quantum world, observation changes outcome. In today's gospel, we hear of the remarkable power of observation too. Philip encountered Jesus and was converted. He began with others to follow him across the Judean countryside, and Philip was convinced of Jesus' significance, so much so that he urged Nathanael to come and see for himself. First-hand experience had altered Philip's inquiry, and he seemed sure that it would alter Nathanael's too. Philip's investigation, his investigation was a call for close-up engagement with what was going on. And this observation, well, it would have a dramatic effect. It would, as Philip knew, adjust what Nathanael saw, literally precipitating a collapse of other possibilities, opening the door to a new understanding. Philip's call to Nathanael underscores the transformative power of direct experience in shaping outcomes. The quantum world helps us see how observation doesn't alter merely how we see something, but also produces noticeably different results in our analyses. Observation changes not just what we know, but what actually happens. In the double-slit experiment, the act of measurement alters the behavior of the particles. Similarly, Nathanael's observation of Jesus, well, it changed what happened next. Now, the only thing I'm suggesting here is that investigation is powerful. You see, faith is often considered an abstract, intangible concept, but it can be tangible through direct observation. The observer effect in the context of New Testament stories about Jesus suggests that faith is not divorced from quantifiable experiences. The act of seeing becomes the bridge between the abstract, the what-ifs, the possibilities, and the concrete. But it's worth noting that exactly how this works, how one explains the changes that are observed, is unclear. The experiment, both in the quantum and in the faith world, has a wide range of interpretations, and frankly, none of them are simple or easy to understand. But the same results are obtained every time these experiments are run. And the change of pattern is consistent. The act of observation itself can fundamentally alter matter's physical behavior. And as other experiments reveal, it can very much change human lives too. Philip's invitation to Nathanael to come and see Jesus reflects the profound dynamic between observation and the observed. You see, faith is not passive acceptance, but active engagement with the world. It's a transformative process where personal experience plays a powerful role. Watching what God has done and is doing now, not least at this holy table, in acts of kindness towards others, and in the effects that we see that prayer and spiritual practices have on one's life. This provides a demonstrable evidence that observation affects outcomes. So, come and see what God is doing. It will indeed change what happens next.